You're listening to Up the Turnpike with hosts Mitch Anderson and Matt O'Leary.
Hello and welcome to the Up the Turnpike post-game show. What's going on? Matt O'Leary alongside Mitch Anderson. Mitch, Big Isle's overtime win tonight. How you feeling?
I feel like garbage because I came back from hockey after a 2-week break. My 40-year-old bones, oh, my bones, they hurt. My hips are just rock solid. It's just not, when I get up off of this chair, I'm going to fall right back down because everything hurts. But that's how I'm doing. How about you?
I'm doing pretty good. You know, I was telling you before we got rolling here. Look, we've both had our doubts about this Islanders hockey team, but you know what? I'm not going to lie to you. I was, pumped up today before the game, being like, all right, big game tonight. Let's see how they respond. And I felt myself rooting harder than I have in months for this team. They've suckered me back in, I suppose, here, but that's being a hockey fan, right?
Exactly. I think Nick puts it well. Fuck it. We're back. Play Maxine. Let's go.
Hit it. Hit the button.
Yeah, Nick, we kind of feel the same way. I want the draft pick, even in the the Discord. PS, sign up to the Patreon to get the Discord. I was like, bye draft pick, and sad about it. But man, if we get days like this, I don't know, man. It feels good to win.
It does feel good to win. And let's start breaking it down. Let's get into it because the Islanders would find themselves on the board first and with a power play goal, Mitch, in this economy. Anthony Duclair gets his 7th of the year. Really, it was a bad goal that was given in, but the play, I think, was Anders Lee winning that puck battle and setting up Anthony Duclair. That was the highlight for me.
Yeah, you're right. And the power play working is something we talked about on the Patreon show, the podcast. Needing to change. We needed to see the power play do something and show some sign of life. The penalty kill looks fixed. We need the power play to do the same. Not just for the conclusion of this season, but that and going into next year. And it looks like we've got 2 power play goals tonight, which is insane. But yeah, you're right. Anders Lee just putting the team on his back as a captain should. Good job by him.
Yeah, he came ready to go, and he had a strong first period. After that, was physical, was very involved in the play, getting shots on net. I haven't looked at the box score yet, but let's see how many shots he ended up with in this game. Where's Anders Lee? Only 1. It felt like he was much more involved than that. How about hits? Well, give me the hits numbers. 2, it appears like, but I don't know. He passed the eye test for me in this game.
Individual Corsi 4 for Anders Lee at 5-on-5, 4 shots. Same thing in all situations. Bo Horvat 11 shot attempts today. Holy shit.
he was absolutely nasty today. We'll get into Bo Horvat later in the episode, but good start for the Islanders. They find themselves on the board. Unfortunately, the Habs would tie the game at right around the 12-minute mark. This one was a tough one to give up. It seems like nobody really knew. Sorokin didn't realize where the puck was, and Noah Dobson wasn't really strong clearing out Roy in front of the net.
Yeah, which is we talked about that on the Patreon show, needing to see better from Noah Dobson in that regard. Things have been going very well for Noah Dobson for a while now, since returning back from injury. I don't need to say that twice. Anyways, but this is the kind of thing we wanted to see him improve on. We know he can put up points. That's not a question. What is a question is how good can he be in front of the net? And here's evidence that he may not have fixed that.
No, that wasn't a particularly good one in front of the net. So Islanders leave the first period tied after 1. Montreal had 15 shots to the Islanders 7 in that first period, but leave the period tied.
Yeah, that's not great. The shot attempts were very much in Montreal's favor in all situations in that first period, 25-18 for Montreal. Woof. That's not how you want to start a period. But they did well by staying in it. It's just, that is not a sustainable way. Like, this is not a team that's going to fold. This is a team that's in the fight just as much as you are. And if anything is, proof of concept that they can win said fights, or at least recently. So you don't want to mail it in.
No, Absolutely not. In the second period, Mitch, it appeared like the Canadiens were going to go up 2-1, but Suzuki scores on a breakaway, which was bad that the Islanders got caught in a change there. It wouldn't be the first time that happened either. But after review, it was ruled offside. I'm trying to see if we can get
and offside by a healthy margin.
Yeah, it wasn't particularly close. Butch was like, "Oh, that's definitely offside." Thomas and Brendan Burke were much more reserved, but it was pretty clear that it was offside. So another good challenge from Patrick Waugh on this one.
Yeah, good job by him catching that as well as the video team. So it's good to see those catches, because that's important, man. You go down on something like that, and that can affect morale and just kind of sink you. Because already Montreal, we see the shot totals 41-25. Montreal was at least on paper all over the Islanders, and if they go up 2-1 like that, that doesn't look good for you. It certainly doesn't sit well.
No, absolutely not. But the Islanders would score on the power play again, Mitch. This time Simon Holmstrom, who, don't look now, has 3 goals in the last 3 games.
It's just, my God, is this going to be another Brock situation where this guy's going to score 20 goals forever, but like kind of disappears between November and let's say February?
Maybe.
Need that puck does some weird stuff there. That was wild. They kind of did this. But anyways, good old one-time.
Wicked one-timer on the offside. He put some serious mustard on that.
Yeah, that's interesting, because in the last game, I think Thomas was talking about that in the broadcast, just watching the power play go live. And when it got to Holmstrom, he's just like, well, he's not much of a one-timer threat. Now he is. Right? Like, that's what you want from Barzal, is like now people have to think you might do that. You might not, but they actually have to respect you for the possibility of that happening, and then have to play to you for that. So that's great that now Simon Holmstrom has that in his tool chest.
1000%. So Islanders score, make it up. November is going to go crazy next season. Hell yeah, Steve. I love that.
Let's go. Sorry.
So 2-1 after 2. Islanders feeling good. They have the lead. And then Mitch, early in the third period, they score another goal. Bo Horvat gets on the board with just hit. This is vintage Bo Horvat. He is just going to outwill you for a goal right here, which is exactly what happens.
There's look at that drive to the net, put the shoulder down. Let's go. That's the Bo Horvat we traded for.
Yeah, that. I mean, he just completely outwilled the Canadiens defenseman there on that play.
Yeah, who is that? Is that Hudson? Lols, what a bum. He's not, but he's gonna win the Calder without a doubt. But my gosh, good job. We've wanted to see that Bo Horvat for a while. No,
1000%. Yes, that's what we've been asking for, and he was cold for a while. But something we said on the pod this week was, if the Islanders were to make the playoffs, their star players are going to have to play like stars, and Ilya Sorokin, Bo Horvat, and Noah Dobson, for the most part, did that today.
Yeah, exactly. The leaders got to lead, and that's what they did today. So good job by them. And again, still missing, well, not still, one of them is not coming back in Brock Nelson, but missing my God, Matthew Barzal. A lot of firepower missing, and we're still pulling out wins against playoff teams, right? So
against the best team in the NHL since the return to play after 4 Nations.
Right. So good job, guys.
Patrick Laine would tie the game, get one back to make it a 3-2 game on the power play here. Patrick Waugh would challenge for goalie interference on this play, but after review, they said that it was not goalie interference. Did you see the replay, and what was your thoughts on that?
I didn't think so, but like Gary's talking here that he had the TSN feed and they thought it was goalie interference, and Canadians going to Canadian. They thought it was goalie interference as well. When I watched it, though, I didn't think so. I understand Slafkovsky gets in the way, but Sorokin could still set himself, and he was nowhere near it. It's not like he was coming to make a save and ran into Slafkovsky. He was just there anyways. I don't know. The
reasoning from the NHL Control Center they would give later on in the period, They said that the contact happened outside of the crease, so that's why they didn't rule it goalie interference.
That's true. He was well outside of at the top of the blue arc there. So
yeah, Patrick Waugh, not a fan though. I wanted to pull up his reaction. This looks like me watching the games here.
Yeah, but that's twice now, right? That he gets goalie interference wrong. So I think that's what he's like. What is happening? I used to hit these out of the park every day. Now the league's like, ha, you get none, son.
Yeah, that's it. No more. It was a fun little run for a little bit, but that's it. No more goalie interferences for you.
Exactly, apparently. So anyways, I didn't think that it was going to be called back or allowed. Or yeah, I didn't think it'd be disallowed, but whatever.
Now, there's no, I don't know why, but I'll pull it up. There's no goal visualization on the Brendan Gallagher one. It's just not giving us the option here for some reason. Thank you, NHL.com. What the hell was JG Pajot doing? And then Mike Riley falls down. Like, that is just a comedy of errors there.
Yeah, it's just Islanders gonna Islander. Like, just comedy. We can't have nice things. We can't go through things easily, right? Everything is hard. Nothing is easy. And that's exactly what happened here with the Islanders. They're up. They're in control. And then, no, you don't have it anymore. You have to work extra hard for it.
They have to work extra hard for it. So the game would go to overtime, Mitch. And in overtime, Bo Horvat, he just takes his game to another level in OT, it feels like. And look at this OT winner. Sorokin, second assist of the game, too, on this.
Yeah, that's dope. That is important. The fact that they still allowed that, or not allowed that, but had that in the visualization of Bo Horvat coming back and not interfering, but getting in Lane Hudson's way to stop his progression towards the net, and letting Ilya Sorokin make an easy save and then taking it up the other way. Just that is the definition of a 200-foot game.
Yes, 100%. And the Isles pile out onto the ice after that. A big win. They need that to keep their playoff hopes alive. Now, 2 points out of a playoff spot. They gained some ground against the Montreal Canadiens, and they win. Canadiens overtime loss, right, in this game, but the Rangers lost in regulation. You had another loss by the Ottawa Senators, and the Columbus Blue Jackets lost as well.
Yeah, so no one is catching up to you here. Everything is great. As Walter's saying, we're 2 points out now. Feels good. Even Michelle's like, what did I say for the past 3 games? 8-game win streak here to inch out the Devils. It's true. She's been saying it for a while. Like, the Islanders are going to do that thing from a couple of years ago where they're going to win 8 straight and just now they're going to get in the playoffs because of it.
They might. They're playing to their credit. They just won't go away. They lost their best player, Matthew Barzal. They traded their leading goal scorer in Brock Nelson, and they're still somehow just kicking around.
Right. It's their spot. That second wild card spot is theirs. We steal it every year. It is ours for the taking. You can't have it. They should just call it the Lou Lamoriello spot. That's what they should call it.
Yes. At least from the last couple of years. That's what it's felt like, right?
Exactly. That's all he's going for.
Let's take a gander here at the game stats. 41 shots on goal from the Montreal Canadiens. Wow. Ilya Sorokin was busy. 25 for the Islanders. Face-off percentage, 54.9%. Ottawa. Montreal leading the way. The Islanders at 45.1%. How about these numbers? 2 for 3 on the power play and 1 for 5 against 4 for 5 on the kill. Technically only 1 power play goal allowed on 5 opportunities.
80% penalty kills, 67% power play. Let's friggin' go, baby.
That's big. Penalty minutes 10-6, hits 21-19, block shots 2018-19. Giveaways, Islanders with more 16-11, and takeaways, Islanders with more 7-4.
Love it. It's a good game stats, buddy.
Absolutely. Let's get to the box score numbers. Mitch, who leads the way in this one?
If it's not Bo Horvat, I'm going to stop doing the stream right now.
21-38, Bo Horvat leads the way. Good for him. 2 goals, +2, 5 shots, 3 hits. Have a day, Bo Horvat.
Yeah, 11 shot attempts. Ridiculous. He's all over the place.
All over the place.
Least amount of ice time, I'm going to say it's Mark Gatcomb, but I have a feeling it might be Pierre Engvall.
No, you're right. Mark Gatcomb, 824. Pierre Engvall played 1256.
Okay. All right. Good. He deserved it.
He absolutely did. Taking a look at the defense, Mitch, who leads the way?
Noah Dobson leads the way for ice time for defensemen.
He is fourth in ice time for defensemen. It is Tony DeAngelo with 26 minutes and 14 seconds, Pulock at 26:05, Pellick at 25:31, and then Noah Dobson at 22:50.
They're going to re-sign Tony DeAngelo, aren't they?
I think yes.
I think they're going to do it. When Noah Dobson wasn't around and he was getting that much ice time, okay, it made a lot of sense. Now that Noah Dobson's back and he's still getting that much ice time, you're like, well, I think they're going to keep him around for another year.
The least amount of ice time should also give you a hint maybe on their future.
Least amount of ice time for Scott Mayfield?
11 minutes and 6 seconds for Scott Mayfield.
He gone, right?
And also I basically gave it to you on a silver platter there. I read off 4 names, so you had a 50-50 chance between Riley and Mayfield anyway, but I gave you the hint with Tony DeAngelo playing 26-14 and Scott Mayfield with the least at 11 minutes.
Yeah.
And I was surprised that Pellick's ice time was that high because he did look like he got banged up in the second period. He did come back in the third, but he went down a little funny towards the end of the second and looked to be in some pain. Yeah,
I saw that. He took a funny tumble there, and it did not look comfortable at all. But you're glad he's back because usually the guy's made out of glass. He would have gone down like that, and we don't see him till next year.
You see in October.
Yeah, so glad that he's bouncing back from things that would have set him back months. So that's great that he's got that physical resilience again.
Ilya Sorokin stopped 38 of 41 shots, 3 goals against, which the 3 isn't the pretty number, but the nice number is a .927 save percentage. So another high save percentage night for Ilya Sorokin.
And 2 points.
And 2 points and another win. He's been playing like a top 10 goalie in the league his last 20 starts or so, which is good. That is good. As a Ilya Sorokin defender and supporter, I am very happy that it feels like the Islanders' number 1 goalie is very much so back.
Absolutely, because we're going to need him. We're going to need him going forward, baby.
Yeah, not just for the remainder of the playoff push and potentially into the playoffs if they actually do the thing here, but he is under contract for another 6 years. So he is very much so a part of this team's core and future. And I think it's a good thing that he's here.
Yeah, 100%. We've been wanting an elite level goalie for a decade. Now we have one. Let's hope that we can build a good team around him so we can get the best out of him going forward.
Absolutely. Want to do some comments before we close?
Yeah, we got a lot. We might not get to all of yours. Super chats definitely get some to be read, but I'm sorry if I can't get to all of them. So right here from Jeremy Holmstrom just keeps on improving game after game. Do you see him with Horvat and Barzal next year?
Maybe. I didn't think that 2 months ago, but dude, he's probably going to score 20. I said earlier in the week, or maybe it was last week, if he can get to 20 goals and 45 points, I'd be happy. He's 3 away from 20 goals right now.
Yeah. And they started him on that line, didn't they? At the beginning of the year, Patty had Holmstrom up there.
Maybe he's becoming a very, very solid NHL player. Happy for him.
Exactly. Left lock with some excellent sentiments here. Bo Horvat, future captain. Let's go.
Hard agree. Love Andersley, but yes, Bo Horvat is going to be next up. Before we go to the next one, I just want to pull this stat up from the New York Islanders because we had some history today.
Ooh.
Ilya Sorokin, 38 saves and the first ever multi-point game for an Islanders goalie.
Fan-friggin-tastic. Like this is a Shohei Ohtani performance, isn't it?
Pretty much, right? Technically, right?
Insane stuff. I don't want to hear any other comparison. He is the Shohei Ohtani of hockey.
Nailed it.
A bit dramatic, but still. We got Kaloy saying Roy knows how to coach this team. Second year in a row playing their best hockey at the end of the season. I want to keep that in mind, but just give me 1 second because there's another comment that does the opposite. So I want to bat that around here. From different minds saying why is not a good coach. Happy for the win, but man, there were some terrible mental lapses. What do you think about that? About both, not just the one, both.
I don't think he is an amazing coach. I am not I think he's going to be back because I'm pretty much just trying to accept that Lou Lamoriello is most likely back, even though I don't think that's the right decision.
Yeah.
But if the Islanders were to move on from Lou Lamoriello and hire a different GM, I would be okay if that next GM wants to hire their own coach. I'm not like, oh, whoever you hire at GM, they got to be paired with Patty. Like I don't personally feel that way. But if he stays, fine, and if he goes, also kind of fine for me.
Yeah, I think there are points on both sides. Obviously, I'm sit on the fence, classic me. But Patty knows how to push some of these guys' buttons in the right way. But he also does make some mental lapses. That overtime shift by Anders Lee, almost catastrophic. I don't know why Anders Lee was out there as the center in overtime. Yeah. That was stupid.
No, that was stupid. That was definitely a head scratcher.
Right. So like he's got those moments in him where you're like, what the hell are you doing, bud? But thankfully they're still getting the win. So yeah, it's important to know. Richard. Oh my God. I'm going to start skipping these, Richard. Or Mary, maybe it's Mary doing them. Maybe it's one of the two. I don't know. As I wrote before, the Islanders are so frustrating to watch. At this point, they may actually make the playoffs only to lose in the first round. For Mitch, I will not tease you about the Xmas tree. Well, you just did.
You did by bringing it up. I did see I was out running some errands before, and I did drive past a house that still has Christmas lights on the house. They weren't on because it was daytime. I don't know if they still come on at night, but you could see on the top of the house all the different lights up. And I said that I got to tell Mitch later. He's gonna love it.
So stupid. Gotta hate that. I hate it. It's March going into April. Stop. From Jimmy Pins, if the box score I saw on my phone is correct, Sorokin was credited with an assist, 2 assists. Does this make him the highest scoring goalie in the league?
I would think so. No,
he's tied at the top.
With who?
Pyotr Kochetkov and Dustin Wolf also have 3 points.
Got it. Okay.
Alex Nedeljkovic, 2 points with a goal and an assist. Insane stuff.
Yeah, that's wild. I love to see these goalies putting up some points.
Yeah, but he's up there. He's up there. Chad, this team can beat the Caps. Florida? ? No, Caps definitely. Caps are paper tigers.
There it is. Chad is definitely the guy who phrased or came up with the phrase of paper tigers for the Capitals.
Yeah, I'll take it. Did they clinch tonight? I don't think they do if we win.
They did clinch.
Okay, they did. First team to clinch. That's impressive because they were the last team to clinch last year?
Correct. And Ovechkin scored again, so he's 7 goals away.
God damn it. He's going to do the thing this year.
He is. I just hope he doesn't do it against the Islanders. That's the only thing.
PS. Please don't. Just because we're talking about Chad here, please hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't yet. 70 people up on the stream here. Hit that button. It really, really helps us. It's so passive for you. Just a simple click and then ignore everything else in terms of prompts, but come watch the videos and then we get money that way and it helps build up the stream. It's really simple.
Help us grow, get more Islanders fans in here for post-game chat. We love it.
Yeah. Andres, they're making the playoffs. He's not asking, he's declaring. Love it.
So is Anders Lee. That is Butch Goring said multiple times on the broadcast that Anders Lee tells him we are going to make the playoffs. And he's like, I could tell by his eyes that he means it. It's like, that's just such a good Butch Goring quote. I love it.
Absolutely. And like Andre's not the only one. Steve, I'll see you guys on Hempstead Turnpike in June. And then Left Lock, right, started the Blues chat. There we go.
That would be so hilarious. I would love for that to happen. I'm not there, right? Like, I think most likely path, if they do make the playoffs, would be another first round exit. But let's have fun. Hockey's weird. Let's have fun.
Exactly. Let's just have some fun. Walter trying to make me feel a little bit better about not getting the draft pick. I've lived through picks by Snow and Milbury. Same. This is way better. Fair, I suppose.
Yeah. They still have to make necessary changes in the offseason. It can't be like, oh, we're just going to add one piece to this group and we're going to be fine. You still have to make significant changes. And Lou has to stick by the we got to get younger thing.
Yes, absolutely. You said it. Now, just because you make the playoffs doesn't mean you need to change. Do the thing. And I'm sorry, when I say change, I mean change your opinion on what needs to happen in the offseason. Still do that, please. Look at what the Washington Capitals did last year. They had a plan going into the offseason and even before that, and they executed that no matter outside the fact that they made the playoffs, right? You can still do that and the other thing. Please do that.
I don't know if you saw this because it happened during the game while the game was on. I believe it might have been during the third period, but the Islanders signed someone today. Someone else too. We were talking about in the Discord. They signed someone to Bridgeport earlier today, but
Yeah.
I keep teasing it. I'll just pull it up. The Islanders are closing in on a deal with Colorado College undrafted free agent Gleb Veremyev,
Veremyev.
who was on our board of top college free agents.
Face-off specialist. That's an Islander thing right there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. When we signed Max Dorrington to an ATO, I was like, that's fine, but I want to see more. This is what I was expecting to see from the New York Islanders. Like, you're pulling in guys that have a little bit more in the tank. Not to say that Max Dorrington can't be someone, but the reason he signed to an ATO and not signed to a contract type of thing.
He's a big kid. He might, and we can get more in when the season finally does close into getting into next year. But just because it happened and we were talking about the need for potential changes, figured I'd bring it up. And anyway, he's a big kid. I wouldn't be surprised if he's competing for a bottom six role on this team.
Love it. Need bottom six players. The Islanders are good at finding bottom six. And we talked about this specifically on the patron show. We keep referencing it, but the patron show last night, one of the patrons asked, like, they really need to reshape that bottom six and spend a lot of effort on that. And I said, yes, but they don't need to spend a lot of effort. You can reshape a bottom six pretty easily. And this is exactly how you do it. I don't think he'll be there next year in the bottom six, but maybe soonish, maybe 2 years, maybe.
Possible.
I don't know. As Jimmy Pins points out, don't forget, boys and girls, the detestable Rangers also lost to the Loafs. So things tightened up even more.
Yeah, they technically jumped them in the standings. The Islanders are the first team outside the playoffs looking in, 2 points back.
Yeah. It's insane. I friggin' love that they're doing that. It sucks that we're not going to get the draft pick I wanted, but it is what it is.
Yeah. And who knows? There's still 14 games left. We'll see what happens over the 14. So I'm just going to try to enjoy it. That's all.
Exactly. Walter saying, I think we might see Cal Ritchie this year. I don't think so.
Ooh, that's bold, but I would say unlikely. I don't. I think you see him next year for sure, but I don't think we see him at some point this year.
Yeah, because I believe he's in they're going to be in the playoffs. Yeah, the Oshawa Generals are in the playoffs, so they're going to be playing for a little while, and they're a pretty good team. Maybe Oshawa gets bounced. And then maybe he becomes free, but I'm not. Oshawa is a pretty freaking good team. I hope we see him, but I don't think so.
Yeah, I would say unlikely. Unlikely.
Yeah, Gary. I'd see Nelson wearing number 11. I can't believe that McKinnon wouldn't give him 29. No respect.
That's hilarious. Brock Nelson scored his first goal as a member of the Colorado Avalanche tonight. Good for him.
Love it. He's got 3 points in how many games now? 6.
I don't know how many games he's played for them.
Let's find out right now. He has played, where are we now? 7 games, has 4 points. Okay. I don't know if that includes tonight. I would imagine so. Yes, he had 2 goals tonight for Ottawa, against Ottawa.
Oh, okay. So big night for him.
Big night for Brock Nelson and the Colorado Avalanche. So that's pretty good. What else do we got? Andre Mayfield is gone after season.
1,000%. 1,000%. So
is Pedro and Cizikas, you think?
Peugeot, yes. Cizikas, I'm going to say no.
Yeah, that's fair. Kaloy, is there any update on Barzal? Is he even skating?
No. There's no update. We don't know if he's skating or not. They've been pretty quiet on that front.
Yeah, it's just going to be one day like Barzal's there, full contact jersey and everything, and it's just going to be like, oh yeah, he's fine now. There you go.
Like the playoffs. What was that, last year or the year before?
Yeah, exactly. Vegeta, yes, I agree. That's a fair comparison. Holmstrom better than McDavid.
Anyone who says otherwise doesn't know puck.
How about this from Gary? 500 points today officially for Anders Lee.
Love that for him. Really, really, really good Islander. Happy for Anders Lee, especially after such a rough year last season. So really happy for him.
Yeah. Max is on the train home from the game. Got to say vibes were elite. Horvat finally did something. Are we talking about the LIRR or are we talking about the train going into the city? I assume the LIRR because that's going
to it's the LIR regardless if you're going west or east. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Because then once you're in Jamaica, then you get into the city trains, right?
Well, it goes into Penn Station, but you
Penn
could
Station.
take the subway too
Okay.
if you really wanted to. But I'm gonna assume that it's the other way, but maybe I shouldn't.
Man, I wouldn't know. I'm in Ottawa, so what the hell do I know? I rarely take the public transportation over there, unless I absolutely have to, just because I like walking around.
Yeah, fair enough.
So smart move by Isles. Brain Trust college free agents and vets will transform Bridgeport from a raging dumpster fire to a respectable farm team for the Isles.
I hope so, because it is bad, and we've spent a lot of time on Bridgeport. They are absolutely horrendous.
I mean, they do this every year, though. They sign these free agents from college ranks all the time. They're not signing guys like the Jimmy VCs of the world, right? When Jimmy VC was winning the Hobie Baker, they're not signing those guys. So
No, different.
like they're always doing this. This isn't anything new. Crew Joe, good point here with Richie. Can't play this year. He burned the first year of his ELC, right? He's got 7 games played.
I was gonna ask, that doesn't count for the playoffs, though. Oh no, it does, right? Because then they do that with Sorokin in 2020 in the bubble.
No, I think he has to be signed before, because the thing with Sorokin is that they signed him going into the bubble, and the league's like, you can't do that, even though the Avalanche did it the year before with Cale Makar.
Got it.
So they should be able to, and I think the playoffs don't count, right? Because you're not paid to play in the playoffs.
I could be wrong, but my initial gut was that the playoffs wouldn't burn the year of the ELC.
Right. So yes, I agree with you there. So we'll see. We'll see if that happens. But that'd be so dope, buddy. It'd be so dope. You're learning on the fly in the playoffs. My God.
Well, the Islanders, like some of these guys, I think Brock Nelson made his Islanders debut in the playoffs in the Penguin series in Game 6. Scott Mayfield did the same thing in the 2015 playoffs. Pelech might have also. There's been a couple examples of that.
Yeah. Andre's saying that Lou made it clear that Richie won't play this year for ELC purposes. So yeah. If Lou says it, that tracks with Lou Lamoriello, in my opinion.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. And then final one here, Sloppy saying that Rossner hasn't seen Barzal in a while. Seems like he's done until next season.
And that's kind of where I thought it would be. When out indefinitely usually means for the season.
Yeah. I've heard rumors that it's kneecap like shattered, basically.
That really sucks.
Yeah, maybe not shattered there. I think that's dramatic, but like his knee, obviously that's where he took the puck, right on the knee. It did not end up well for that kneecap of his.
No, that really stinks.
Yeah. Anyways, that's the update on Barzal, and that's the update on the Islanders, who are now 2 points out of a playoff spot.
Islanders still very much in the mix. We'll be back in action on Saturday for another post game. But for now, one more time, please like before you go. Make sure to subscribe if you're new, and we'll catch you next time.